Hi everyone, Michele Courage here from michellecourage.com. And today I wanted to talk to you. I have been quite busy in the book department. Obviously, I launched my own book the beginning of this year, or sort of like around May. And in the last month or two, I have gone a bit nuts and bought quite a few books. And I just wanted today to go through some of the books that I'm reading at the moment to expand my knowledge. And some of them are incredibly fascinating, and others I've sort of listened to on audio, but I really wanted to get the actual book. Another one is a book from a friend of mine. So I thought it'd be really interesting just to share my take on the books that I've got. I've started reading most of them. Some of them I haven't, or one or two. And yeah, so I'm going to start off by talking about this book, The Corporate Hippie, Tap into Your Intuition, Activate Your Heart and Lead. And this is by Kimberly Adams. You can look her up on Instagram. This book is fabulous. Kim is a manifestor, a motivational speaker. She's passionate about inspiring people, and I met her online, and we have done a galactic conversation together. So if you want to go and listen to her, we definitely have got, I've now finished this book, and I said to her, I'm going to do another galactic conversation with her as soon as I finish the book. So I highly recommend this book. For her, it's about a part of her own journey, but also about how this whole movement, the spiritual type of manifesting movement, is starting to influence big business, and how we, especially as women, can actually, if we're in business, how we can bring about this change and the changes that we are desperately wanting for the world. And let's face it, if you're listening to this, that you'll be part of that movement. So yeah, The Corporate Hippie, highly recommended, fabulous little book. It's quick, it doesn't take long, there's a few notes in it. Follow her on Instagram. Yay, love the book. Okay, next book that I can absolutely highly recommend is Divine Masters Ancient Wisdom by Kyle Gray. Now, Kyle Gray is a UK author, belongs to Hay House. I'm sure you've heard of him. This book I started reading, and then I put it down for a little while, but I'm finding that I'm going back to it and using it in my sort of learnings when I want to delve in deeper to any of the ancient masters and just hear Kyle's opinion, and as well as he's got quite a few sort of exercises in this book. I know I used it the other night when I was doing my Divine Feminine monthly Divine Feminine masterclass, and he had a little bit on Hathor and the Hathors, and yeah, quite insightful as well. Highly recommend, good to have in your arsenal. Well, I felt so. So yeah, he basically says it's a powerful new guide to the Ascended Masters and how to work with them to receive guidance, healing, and protection. Because remember, as we're raising our vibration more and more, we're hearing and understanding and starting to tap into a different perspective, a more galactic experience of the old masters and the gods and goddesses. So great book. Highly recommend that one too. Let me just fix my scarf. Right, then something completely left wing, but oh my goodness, it is really given me a chance to go deeper and clear some really great opportunity. It's given me great opportunities to go and clear stuff that I realized I was holding on to. Fabulous book. Burn After Writing. So the idea is there's a whole bunch of questions in this book that you would work through. I mean, I'm literally up to page 28, so not that far through it. It's taken me a while because I'm doing it specifically with the intention of release. And really interesting. Like, some of the questions are random. The 5 best times I've ever had in my life. The craziest thing I've ever done in my life. The hardest thing I've ever done. The single most profound act of kindness that I will never forget. These questions, you know, my earliest memory. As a child, I dreamed of becoming. What a journey to go down through this book. And I think I will definitely be burning this because, you know, there's some pretty big secrets in this little book of mine. I remember giving this to a friend of mine as well, because I thought, oh my word, she's always doing rituals, and she helped me work through a blockage for me by telling me to write it down and then actually burn it with the intention of releasing. And yeah, so Burn After Writing. It's really affordable. I think it was $19, 19 New Zealand dollars, so it's probably even cheaper in US. Fabulous little book by Sharon Jones. How honest can you be when no one is watching? Push your limits, reflect on your past, present, and future, and create a secret book that's about you and just for you. And when you're finished, toss it, hide it, or burn after writing. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Highly recommend it. Okay, next book is actually, like I said, I've been a bit crazy on going nuts on books at the moment. But next book, Boxes of Spiritual Wisdom, by Kim Chamberlain. It's a really interesting book. I think it's probably, Kim has written quite a few books. Kim is exceptionally spiritual. She lives just up the way from me on the Kapiti Coast in New Zealand. She's written some really interesting books. Let me see if I can see any of them in the back. No, they're not here. This book is really interesting because it goes through a lot of words or feelings like accepting, alone, anger, being caring. So it goes down a whole list, and then she's written channeled information after everyone. So around energy, I've just opened it on the energy part of it. Energy, our favorite subject. You have much to learn. You are at the beginning of understanding. Energy is an absorbent force. It absorbs people. There is a swirling energy comprising many aspects. Different people are absorbed by different aspects of energy. If the energy is not in accordance with the human life, it is up to the person to move to different aspects of energy. Anyone can move to any aspect of energy. This can be done in many human ways. For example, moving job, moving house, liaising with different people. So it's good, solid, practical, channeled advice on certain things that we come across in our life. And I mean, there's so many. There's just incredible. Respect, risk-taking, sugar, sorrow, being attentive. You know, it's a great little reference book if you're needing another bit of information and understand it's spiritually channeled messages. Kim is a reader, you know, as in she reads, she does readings for you, spiritual readings. And like I said, she is an author, published author, many books. I think she's got 7 books. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, Channeled from Spirit, Boxes of Spiritual Wisdom provides deep wisdom on 140 different life issues, including life purpose, self-worth, success, failure, feeling lost, healing, death, money, and many more. A book to dip into, gain insight, and move forward in life with greater understanding. Awesome little book. Fabulous. And I think it is definitely available on Amazon and or direct from Kim if you live in New Zealand, which is easier. Right. Next book. This is incredible. As you all know, if you're watching this and you have been watching my channel or listening to my podcast, this book will be really close to my heart. It's all about dragons. The Dreams of Dragons and Dragonkin coloring book by Raywin Phelan. Correct me if I'm wrong. What a beautiful, beautiful book. This book has got a whole bunch of beautiful dragon pictures in it. And then the most incredible messages here. I am. The dragon depicted in I Am is a being of great and ancient power. He is one of the first dragons to be born of the void, and his message is simple. You are not the words with which you define and label yourself. You are so much more. You are a creature of infinite potential and possibility. In the simplest terms, you are, and that is enough. How beautiful is that? So have a look. Do yourself a favor. Check out this book. Just incredible. I'm going to go a bit closer. It's just a beautiful book. Enter into world-renowned artist Raywin Phelan's magical kingdom of dragons. This exquisite coloring book is a celebration of all things dragon. You'll find powerful protector dragons, little hatchling dragons, and all kinds of dragon-inspired creatures. Over 50 images selected from the artist's treasure trove of celebrated works. How beautiful. Step through this doorway into a multiverse where the dragons dwell. This made my heart just sing when I saw it. I know that I want to try and tackle some of these beautiful colouring in drawings of Raywin. So highly recommend it as well. Right, next book. Obviously have to have it. I haven't even had a look at it. Letters to a Starseed by Rebecca Campbell. Messages and activations for remembering who you are and why you came here. I love Rebecca Campbell's books. Her first, well, the first book that I came across, oh goodness, I can't even remember which one it is. It's called, oh yes, Light is the New Black. Light is the New Black changed my life. Changed my life. It was such an amazing book, step by step, how to work through things. I absolutely love it. So I'm looking forward to reading this book. Yeah, unlock the mystery of who you are as a soul and plant yourself here. Fabulous, fabulous. And I mean, Rebecca is world renowned. I absolutely love her card decks. I've got 3 of them, or 2 of them. I absolutely love them. So I'm looking forward to reading this. I have a lot of reading that I'm going to have to do. Right, next book that I bought. I'm about halfway through it. You're Not Dying, You're Just Waking Up by Elizabeth April. Now, I absolutely love Elizabeth April's teachings. I have always followed her. Sometimes she challenges me in my thoughts, and I appreciate that. She stretches me. Through the beginning of this book has been, just reading through the beginning of this book has been a confirmation for me about where and what and how I resonate, that I really enjoy her teachings. And I'm interested to see where I'm going further in the book. Yeah, and she just addresses things that are happening at the moment to starseeds and way showers. So hello, curious soul, there's a reason you were drawn to this book. Maybe you've just dissatisfied with life. Maybe you feel there's something bigger out there waiting for you. Maybe you feel crazy or alone, like part of you is dying. Well, you're not dying, you're just waking up. And yeah, it's just a confirmation for me reading through. It's super easy to read. It's not a difficult read. And I've really enjoyed reading this book. And like I said, I'm halfway through it. So I'll be able to give you a review at the end. Okay, next. Right. This is a book that is super powerful. I started reading it, or actually I started listening to it on audio books. And I found it fabulously expanding for me. It is heavy going. It's not something that you're just gonna pick up and read and, like, you know, get it done. I think there's a lot of work to do around this book, and that's the reason why I went ahead and bought the actual book after listening. I've listened to a lot of this book, but I decided that I wanted to actually get the actual book. But there's a lot of meditation and work in the book to do, which I think would be easier if it was on audio, because then you can actually sit and almost meditate to this. So this book, I think most of you will know about it, the Sofia Code by Kaya Ra, a living transmission from the Sofia Dragon tribe. And I will tell you that I'm almost positive that it was my Pleiadian Stardust, the one where I was channeling Pleiadian energy, was the book that it could have been the Lemurian one. I'm not sure. I'll have to go and have a look at my notes. The paintings, I was listening to this audiobook while I was painting there. So the codes were coming down thick and fast. It's an incredible, incredible book. I highly recommend it. I think a lot of people will have read it or heard about it. Do yourself a favor. Yeah, it's basically allowing you and giving you key codes to step into your sovereign divinity. And what it says here, it's a visionary sacred text for the divine feminine Christ movement sweeping the planet now. And absolutely, you get to connect into all these amazing divine feminine ascended masters, Hathor, Green Tara, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. And yeah, busy with my Divine Feminine Masterclass for 6 months, once a month. And yeah, we're going to be doing all this. And we've done 2. We've done Hathor and we've done 3. Kali, we've done Hathor, and we've done Isis as well. And absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Highly, highly recommend this book. Okay, next book, which I'm super excited about. I know nothing about the author. I just know that in my journey now coming up in the next while, this book is a must for me, because I am wanting to expand my extraterrestrial, as he calls it, to me, galactic knowledge. It's called the Extraterrestrial Species Almanac, and the Ultimate Guide to Greys, Reptilians, Hybrids, and Nordics by Craig Compo Basso. From the cover, I would have normally have looked at the book and kind of not really sort of jumped in there. But he talks about the Lyrans and his experience with the Lyrans, and solar light beings, and Pleiadians, and Venusians, and Orons, and Zeta humans. And I just think that it's up to a lot of us to make ourselves acquainted with what is being experienced and out there. I know I listen a lot to Caitlin Diana. Caitlin Diana, spelled with 2 N's, Diana. And if you go onto her website and you start following her, either YouTube or Instagram, she expands your knowledge a lot around who she is actually tapping into and channeling, and the information that's coming through. So yeah, definitely very excited to read this book. So I have a lot of reading to do. I went on a bit of a spree in the last 2 months buying all these books, but yeah, just felt like it was needed, and I just thought I would share what I'm reading at the moment, and hopefully you'll have a look and see if any of them resonate. So I know this is going to go up on my podcast, and it's also going to go on my YouTube channel. So yeah, drop me a line. Let me know if you've read one of the books or it's interesting, or I'd love a review as well. So yeah, and don't forget my little book, Raise Your Vibe, light encoded galactic messages. I was very pleased to see that it was up there. If you Google spiritual books, it's right under Kyle Gray's Raise Your Vibe as well, which his was Raise Your Vibration. So very, very happy that my book of channeled messages, it's a full color book. It is a little bit more expensive than normal paperback because it's got full color on every page, and every page is channeled writing that I have got messages from my guides helping me to raise my vibration. And it contains all my paintings in the background, and then at the back starts off with a Pleiadian painting, which are all vibrational key codes when you're looking at these paintings. And I've had such incredible feedback from them. So yeah, I will leave you to think about which books you want to read out of mine, and I will chat to you soon on another episode of my podcast, Raise Your Vibe with Michele, or on my YouTube channel, Michele Courage. I'll chat to you soon.